A big concern for many people when they're looking to get started with an online business is that they're going to get scammed. Very understandable that people would be skeptical and concerned. And we live in a world today where I guess it's more possible than ever before to hide behind a computer screen and scam people. And what I would say is that there's a few things that you can do to make sure that you protect yourself, but also a few things that you can do to make sure that you don't hold yourself back because you're overly skeptical. And that advice is, first of all, you want to make sure that if you're spending money, that it's with a company that's not hiding behind a screen. There's actual people in the organization. Preferably you can actually talk to them on the phone, and that you're in a position that you can contact them. And I guess most importantly, if it's a new company that you're dealing with for the first time, that there's some sort of money back guarantee. And that way you're obviously protecting yourself more so than if you just sort of jump in and get your credit card out and buy from somebody that doesn't really exist and some sort of false website or something. Now, the other thing is, of course, is being misled or falling for exaggerations and false promises, which again is very understandable. So here's my best advice with this. You want to do business and work with companies that enable you to experience what they're all about before you make any major commitments. Our customers spend upwards of $97 a month for our subscription, right the way up to, in some instances, more than $30,000 for our, retreats and our experiences and everything else. And I can tell you this, that people don't spend that kind of money without having some sort of experience first, an experience that enables them to, feel confident in their decision. And it doesn't matter what price point you're spending money at, whether it's $10 or $100,000, I think it's absolutely critical that you give yourself some leeway to really sort of experience the service and the company, and in this instance, the education that you would be receiving. Because, you need to also know, and this is my other bit of advice to make sure that you don't hold yourself back, that you're always going to always find what you look for as well. I'll give you some examples. If you were to research affiliate marketing as a business model, and this is one of our primary business models that we teach, you would find the most positive reviews and case studies and life-changing examples that you could ever possibly imagine. You'll also find disastrous ones, where people say the industry is a scam, it's not real, it doesn't work, it's saturated. You name it, I've heard it. And the reality is normally the opportunity sits somewhere in between, in everything that I've seen. There's usually great opportunity to learn and grow and be successful. But if you just base your expectations on the greatest and best of potential, then you'll probably be disheartened and feel that you've been led astray if you don't get the same results as those top examples. But at the same time, if you get sucked in by the negativity and other people's experiences, which you don't know what their experience is or who they are, more importantly. This could be somebody who's looking for a push button experience where they can press a button and money's going to be spat out their computer, and is angry because that didn't happen. So if you're intelligent, and I'm sure you are, then you need to sort of go off your own experience. And going back to what I was saying, you're always going to find what you look for. If you were to look to book a vacation or a holiday, and you looked into a 5-star, one of the top hotels in the area, you're going to find the most shining of reviews. You're also going to find the angry, negative reviews where it was the worst experience of their lives. And if you get sucked in either way, you could find that it's going to be reasonably misleading. Now, I think it's great to do your due diligence. Review sites and everything else can be, critical. But at the same time, a lot of these negative reviews, as an example, are designed to, mislead one example is I've had people send me articles about our teachings, and the whole intent of that article was to dissuade someone from investing with us and purchase with them. So in other words, a competitor writing in a negative context to try and encourage them to purchase their products and services. Equally, you could find that there's people who are writing raving reviews and how everything's going to be amazing and change your life because, again, their intent is maybe to make a sale or a commission. So anybody who's wise will always base their investments and their decisions based on their own personal journey and experience, and also understand that perspective is perspective. You know, nobody can say, including me or anyone else, that my product or service is exactly what you need, because, you know, your needs aren't necessarily the needs that our products and services meet. And the only way you will ever meet the needs of you is to be aware of what you're looking to achieve, to do your research and due diligence, but most importantly, experience the products or services that you're going through. So here's my, I guess, final piece of advice. Always look for the refund period, and always look to get the most out of that period to enable you to make a fully informed decision to whether it's a company or a product or a service that you want to be aligned with. Protect yourself that way. And try and base pretty much all of your decisions based on that experience and your own personal perspective. And if you find that you part with money and it's not right, get your refund. It might be disappointing if you thought, you know, you'd found something that was the game changer. But you're much better to protect yourself and go on and find something that is a good fit than to sort of waste time and either procrastinate and not take action because you're so involved or indulged with other people's perspective and opinions, or to disappoint yourself because you've based everything on some gleaming promise or review or hype or exaggerations that are being made. When you know, the reality is it's not realistic. So always base everything on your own experience. That would be my parting bit of advice.